All right, it's Bill here, and here's my thoughts on a 3-2 win in overtime for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, earlier today, Brad Treveling, ding, 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 did a press conference, which I'll have an opinion on after I talk about the game. Something vanilla. Anyways, he did a whole. I watched it. So the way it works is I was working downtown. I got home. By the time I get home, the game's starting. So I watched the game, and then I just watched the press conference. And I'll give my thoughts on it. He did a whole bunch of stuff that is like, he must have took his management 101 class on how to answer questions. By the book. It's nonsense, but I'll get into it after. But let's talk about this game. First of all, before the game starts, Matthew Nyes is hurt. We have 7 regulars hurt. There's a couple of them. It doesn't matter if they're in the lineup or not. Starting with Cottonelle Carlo. Someone are missing their song. Why so soft? Why so slow? You can sit in the press box. Go back to Boston. Cottonelle Carlo. There you go. The guy's so afraid of physical contact. When they showed the box, when people were watching the game, he physically couldn't get into that shot in the camera. Again, how did this guy get hurt? Here's my thing. How does Nyes get hurt? He didn't hit anybody for the last 3 games. So where's he getting hurt from? Kind of tell where Matthews might have got hurt. How did Carlo get hurt? Like, did he bruise did he rip a nail, or did he getting out of his chair? Like, because it certainly wasn't anything that happened on the ice surface. It's kind of like that one time when all of a sudden Nylander was hurt. You're like, and we'll talk about Nylander in this game because for 64 minutes he was god awful. And yeah, whatever it is. Anyways, so the Leafs are down. Okay, to me, let's watch the game. Let's see what we got. We got a very boring hockey game, which isn't surprising considering St. Louis Blues stink and the Toronto Maple Leafs stink. And so when it was 2-2 in the third period, it was really shocking that they played it was like a game of soccer. It was ridiculous. But anyways, let's get into it. If you're going to start off a game where you are struggling, the first goal is not the way that you need to have this happen. This play it boggles my mind. Now, a lot of people are going to focus in on Nylander tapping it into his own net, which is ridiculous, like swatting it in the air. First of all, what's Nylander doing down there? Isn't he supposed to be blowing the blue line and all that kind of stuff? And then he's going to swat it back into his own net? Like, I think his play, what he was trying to do is just swat it to the center, which is not the play. The play is to take your glove, knock it down, and skate. But that would require effort, which the man didn't supply any of for 64 minutes. I mean, you talk about a bad hockey game. He played a disgusting hockey game for 64 minutes. I don't care. He scored the goal. Everyone's going to, what a goal. And it was a great goal. Don't get me wrong. It was a great goal. 64 minutes of complete and utter tire fire bullshit is what I saw from William Nylander tonight. Willie Styles. Well, he scored on his own net. He hadn't had a shot in 2 games, so he might as well fire one into his own net. But Joseph Woll, and again, Joseph Woll has got a temperament that is fantastic. Joseph Woll was outstanding tonight. But Joseph Woll has a temperament where he was able to look past it. But that's disgusting hockey. Past that, then you have Jake McCabe throwing a Troy Savage curveball into the net. Like tonight, beauty goals. Except for the last one. That was a beauty. But, okay. First period's over. You're 1-1. They were out shooting them. I believe it was 9-4 maybe after the first period. There was 3 penalties in that period. The power play was disgusting. We're going to get into my thoughts on it in just a second when I talk about St. Louis' second goal. But what happened is the second period starts, and it was a great play by Sammy Blais. I'm going to get into it right now. I saw something tonight I hadn't seen in quite a while. Now, apparently, there was less hits in this game than other games this season. Like, I don't know who the hit guy is, but he's on the sauce. He might have had a little bit of an extra gummy or something, but this guy's insane. I saw way more hits in this game than I've seen in any Leaf game, and yet it says that they had less hits. Am I missing something here? It says the hits were 21-18. I think I saw Jacob Quillen throw 10. And I saw the Blais throw at least 4 beauties. So how did we get 38 hits the other day when no one hit a thing? It's ridiculous. Someone's got to look into that. Your dad is, it's off. Anyway, Sammy Blais makes a nice play. After Quinlan had a nice break, he didn't shoot the puck, young kid. I'm going to tell you something. I really, really enjoyed Jacob Quinlan tonight. I enjoyed him. I liked watching him play. He skated like the wind. He hit everything that moved. Defensively, he wasn't bad. I wasn't expecting much. He wasn't bad. What did he play? Was it center? Did he play? I think he was on the wing, actually. I forget who they put on the... Who was the center? Well, I know a couple centers tonight. Whatever he was playing. But no, I like Jacob Quinlan a lot. Sammy Blais, beautiful. He got hurt at the end of the game. That one hurt. But anyway, it was a fantastic pass over to Steve Lorentz, who buries it to make it 2-1. I'm thinking, okay, here we go. And then you got penalties. Obviously, you can argue both tripping calls on Jake McCabe. But then I remember we had 3 power plays in the first period, and he likes to even out. That's how the NHL works. But here's where I'm going to get into it. Today, a lot of people talking about blame. Who do you blame? You blame the GM, you blame the coach, you blame the players, you blame the goalies, you blame the ushers, you blame the soda pop guy, you blame the pop singer, you blame the anthem singer. Well, you got to blame the fans. Fans are totally responsible for this. Just ask Mitchie Blyton. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm going to blame the coach. Tonight. Kelly, move every muscle on my body, yarn cock. Move every muscle. Here's my... Moves everything on his body, except for he doesn't move his feet. Everything else is moving. He was on our first power play unit. Power play went tonight. 0 for 3. He was on our first power play unit. You put this piece of garbage, utter filth, on the first power play unit. He was also on the first penalty kill unit, and the penalty kill went 1 for 3. He then made his way to the first line. How do you even play this? You got Quinlan running good. Cowan made a couple brutal mistakes, but for the most part was at least giving her some effort. Yet, like Dakota Joshua was disgusting, so I get the part sitting him on the bench. Robertson got the bench. I could see why. He played a couple big mistakes. But don't you reward people for effort and going forward, and you put Kelly Yarncock on the first line power play, the first line penalty kill, and then on the first line, and you wonder why nothing happened good when that move all over the place piece of garbage is on the ice. Power play was scored by Dalibor Dvorsky, whatever the hell that is, on a pass because they got caught on the ice too long. There were plenty of opportunities for that puck to get out. But Buddy moving everything in his body except for his goddamn skates couldn't get it out. I'm done with Kelly Yarncock, okay? I don't care if we get 17 more injuries. Don't play this guy. This guy's got his... Marlies, waivers. You did it to Kampf? You're telling me Kampf is better than... I know that's like comparing like elephant shit to giraffe shit. It's still shit. But... At least Kampf can win a draw, maybe. I don't know. Yarncock's not much better. We go into the third period. Now, at one point in the second period, the shots on net were 16-6 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The end shots on net were 29-29, which means that 16-6, St. Louis dominated. From about the halfway part of the second period, the third period was completely dominated by the Blues. They just don't have any. The Blues just don't have any. I don't know. It's weird. Jordan Kyrou is the best player on the ice. Just couldn't seem to bury it home. Thomas made some nice plays, but they just didn't have, like, their depth was pretty bad for St. Louis, which is weird because I thought St. Louis had some depth, but their depth players were not very good. But Cairo and Thomas were lighting it up, and Joseph Wall stood on his head and played a great game. Here's another one I'll call out. I watched the game. Troy Stetcher. Didn't mind him. Didn't mind him at all. Thought he was pretty decent. Good effort. Wasn't bad. Actually, on the first goal, I forgot to mention how Morgan Riley played that first goal before Nylander put it in the net. Go back and watch it. It's special. I thought Stetcher was good. Really good, actually. Way more than I expected. I expected nothing. I expected the next coming of Philip Myers and Cottonelle Carlo is what I expected from Stetcher. Stetcher brought more than that. Very impressed. Quinlan, Stetcher, very impressed. Enjoyed them. Then you get into overtime. It was 4 minutes of the St. Louis Blues having the puck and cycling around, and it looked like they were playing for a shootout. And then two guys that did nothing all game. They were terrible all game. Jonathan goes in the corner, and I don't know what Skavich and Broberg were doing, but that was Nylander type effort on the boards, boys. If I'm the St. Louis coach, I'm having some words with Broberg and Bukanovich or Buskevich, whatever the hell he is. Kicked out to Morgan Haley over to Nylander, who does the move. Was it a beautiful goal? It absolutely was. But do you forgive him for 64 minutes of disgusting hockey and scoring on your own net? I guess you do. Why hold anybody accountable? If you're Berube, I guess you got to put him on the ice. I saw him yelling at him again. Doesn't matter. This guy doesn't have a soul. Doesn't care. But you give him the puck in the offensive zone. And I don't know who he was pointing to. He's probably pointing to his tailor or something, whatever he was pointing to up there. Hey, buddy, get ready. Willie Style coming out to party tonight. Get my blue shoes on, my blue suede shoes. Whatever he was pointing at, I don't know what he's pointing at. But Nylander with the game winner. And the Leafs win 3-2. Do you feel great about the game? No. You happy for 2 points? Yeah. Quinlan was great. Stetcher was good. Blam. Hopefully he's not hurt. I saw things I liked. And then I saw our best players. Didn't like them at all until the last goal. Let me speak to you about value. I don't get as many views when the Leafs win, so I don't know. To hold off until they lose, what are you going to do? I'm going to say it. Watching that press conference today. Okay? Brad Trevor, I can't decide what's worse. I really can't. Brad Treveling ding-ding's conference or Elizabeth May trying to explain why she voted for the liberal budget. That she's drunk. She's drunk. I'm saving the earth. Elizabeth May is saving the earth. Green. Go have another poppy pop, Elizabeth May, a little poppy. You know why she voted for the budget? Because I guarantee Carney giving her 50 bottles of Tito's vodka. Can't get it now, Tito's. You can't get it. It's American. But I'm sure Carney found a way of getting into it and said, Elizabeth, let me take care of that. Let me give you 50 bottles. Down one before your press conference and let it rip. I think Elizabeth May's press conference was better than Treveling ding's press conference. Now, between the two of them, I don't think they got their IQ score. It's going to be a little low. I'm trying to decide, is their IQ less than... Which IQ is less? Elizabeth May, Brad Treveling ding, or that Corky kid from Life Goes On? Which one? I'm going with Corky. I think Corky's going to be the winner. He's going to have the highest IQ. Charles, I guarantee he's got the best IQ. Management did this guy take his Management 101 university course? First thing you do in management when you take a question, you pretend like you're paying attention. So you call out the person who asked the question by name. Well, you know, Rosie. Well, you know, Chris. Well, you know, Jonah. You just called their names. What are you trying? Oh, you're friends now. Like, I see through that 101 management 101. You know what management 101 is too? Always go, right? 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 Jonah, right? Like, you think you're going to help the team, right? You can't trade your way with things, right? Like, I've never seen a more biggest doofus on. He gives the worst press conferences I've ever seen. They are so vanilla. Oh, did he use that word, vanilla? What do you think you are, Treveling ding 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 ding? Here's what people should ask you, Brad Treveling ding 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 ding. Why? What was your thought process when you traded Fraser Minton and a first-round pick for Brandon Cottonelle Carlo? Take us through your thought process. You can't blame the liquor like Elizabeth May can. Maybe you can. You don't strike me as a drunk. Elizabeth May, she's been drinking since like 1927. She was there when Prohibition was happening. She's saving the earth for voting for the liberal budget. She's saving the earth. Little Vinci Boitano in there, eh, May? Little drama. Ask that question. Why didn't anyone ask that question? Or maybe ask the question, do you consider it to be the biggest mistake to give up Grabenkin in a first-round pick for Scotty Too Rotten? You have no draft capital because you traded him. If you said, I've got 2 first-round picks, every general manager in the league, who are you going to get? Oh, Carlo and Lawton? You're going to line them up and then give away 2 prospects while you're at it? No one does that. You should be fired on the spot. Here's what he did. I love it. I take responsibility. Management 101. Got to say it. I take responsibility for all the mistakes. Really? Oh, I feel so much better because he took responsibility. Don't you feel better as a Leaf fan? It's his responsibility. Well, it's my responsibility. I'm fat. And guess what? I'm still fat. If you took responsibility, you would resign. That's taking responsibility. Well, it's all my responsibility. Just saying it means nothing, bud. Everyone takes responsibility. You know what? I'm responsible for the Leafs. I'm responsible. Ultimately, it's my responsibility. Like, what are we going to hear? The 3 Ds of management now? Deny, deflect, and then delegate? Isn't the 3 Ds? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know about it. Oh, did you hear about the problem over there? Oh, Jane, take care of it. Like, this guy, did you read the Jack Welch book? I take ultimate responsibility. Right, Chris? Good question. Honestly, it's embarrassing to be a Leaf fan. When we got a general manager like that, you want to know who they should fire? Well, I'd start with that Keith Pelly dude, but he seems to have disappeared into the cupboard, wherever he's going. He's probably thinking about getting his 8-iron, thinking about a Ryder Cup. Treveling's got to go. That press conference, by a general manager, that's the press conference? Bud, if my manager at my boss answered questions like that, I would tell him, hey, bud, drop the Jack Welch book, Management 101, and answer the questions with some passion. Answer these questions with truth. Don't butter people up. It's embarrassing to watch. Anyways, the Leafs won 3-2. Thursday, my video will be late. I'll still do one. They play Columbus. Go Joseph Wall. Cheers.